a lot of money NFT investing. Let me repeat that. You can make a lot of money with NFT investing. And in today's live stream, by the end of today's live stream, you are going to know how. I'm going to give you that trick. Let me give you some examples before we get going too far about how you can make money in the NFT trade. First example is one a lot of us have heard of. The famous digital artist named Beeple produced the Everyday's digital art piece, which contained many I would say hundreds of images within it, sold it for $69 million last year. We'll move on to one of my favorite music artists named 3Lau. He put together a package of images and music, and last year sold the whole package, for over $11 million. And then, of course, most recently, Atari, the famous video game making brand, spent $4.3 million investing in an estate in the Sandbox game. So let me repeat, you can make a lot of money investing in NFTs, and I think it's only going to get easier over time, but you've got to know the trick. And before our time is through today, I'm going to give you that trick. I'm going to give you 5 steps for your NFT investing in the future. You may be ready to do it now, or you may sit on it and wait a couple of months and feel out the market and decide that maybe that's the best time to invest in an NFT. And as I alluded before, NFTs are varying shapes and sizes. Certainly, we have examples of some of the most famous digital art that's sold for many millions of dollars. But there's a lot of people out there that are going to make their money with utility tokens and virtual land. So we'll get into all of that. But before we go too far, I just want to just give you a couple more examples. This just sold in December, this last month. Famous artist Pac designed this NFT called Merge, sold it for $91.8 million. And then finally, I'll give you another example of digital collectibles. This is the Michael Jordan Sport Punk, which sold recently for $5.6 million. So plentiful examples of people making money on NFTs. And I believe you can too. And maybe if you're not doing millions of dollars, maybe you're doing thousands of dollars at a time. There's a lot of people out there who are daytime traders of NFTs. I'm not suggesting you do it necessarily, but at the same time, you can do it. I'm never going to tell you what to buy, but I'm certainly going to want to show you how to buy it. And so through today's live stream, I'm going to give you my 5 steps for successful 10xing NFT investing. So before we go too far, I want to talk about just the basics of NFT investing in general. I think you know from my content that you know what an NFT is. It's a non-fungible token. It's a unique digital token that's proof of ownership that's stored on the blockchain. Good example I hear on the internet all the time is if you and I had the same make and model of a car, we could exchange those, but the actual cars would be non-fungible because there would be subtle differences, even if we had the same make and model of car between our cars. However, if you and I exchanged gasoline from our cars, that would be fungible. There would be no difference between the gasoline I provided you and the gasoline you provided me. So that is the basics of a non-fungible part of the non-fungible token. The token itself, as we kind of talked about before, is proof of ownership that's reserved on the blockchain. So it shows that you are the absolute owner of this piece of art, this utility. Now, of course, your non-fungible tokens can reside on many different blockchains. The most popular, of course, is Ethereum, but there's Solana, there's Cardano, there's a whole bunch of different blockchains that NFTs can be on. The best way to get an NFT, of course, is to convert your fiat currency, maybe your euros or your US dollars, into a type of crypto that the NFT is sitting on. So if you want to buy an Ethereum NFT, you would convert US dollars, let's say, into Ethereum, and then you'd go to a NFT marketplace like OpenSea, Rarible, or So Rare, Foundation, a whole bunch of different ones, and then you would actually purchase the NFT. Now, how you physically do that is you put the crypto in a crypto wallet, and then you hook your crypto wallet on your computer through a web browser to the exchange. You pick the NFT you want to buy, you're going to have to pay a transaction fee and also gas fees involved in that. And that NFT is transferred to the wallet that you use to make the purchase. Those are kind of logistics of buying NFTs. If you want more detail and want me to take it through you soup to nuts, I've made a video about it. I'm going to put a link right there to it, but it's going to help you really get to the point where you convert your US dollars, your fiat currency into crypto to the NFT, and then of course storing the NFT on cold storage, which we'll talk about later today. I want to spend a moment here just thanking some people for joining us today. We got Mr. Vigia, he's always here, and thank you so much for joining us. We have Psycho Ducky, good day kiddo, probably from Australia, I don't know, I'm kind of a linguist so I can figure that stuff out. We also have Brenton Thompson here, good to see you, good to have you join us. And then of course, the one person who doesn't believe in crypto, metaverse, Web3, Queen Helen Casey 2.0. Now, it says, hello, Ian, what's scamming this time? I'm not scamming, Queen. It's someday I'm going to convert you into being a believer. No, so what we're going to talk about today, of course, is 10x NFT investing. The goal, of course, for investing in NFTs is to find undervalued NFTs and then have them increase in value over time, hold them over time for big returns later on in time. That's my goal. It's the buy and hold. It's not the pump and dump style. And I think the real big question that you're there to answer when you're doing your investing is, what NFTs are going to be cool later on in time? And what NFTs are supported by such a good network that they're going to be there 5, 10 years in the future. And my investment of 1 Ethereum in 2022 is going to reap benefits in 2030. So those are the overall questions. Now let's get on to these steps, my 5 steps for successful investing. Let's put that on the screen here. And there we go. So we have our 5 steps to 10x NFT investing. First step, and the biggest step, which has 4 kind of sub factors, is due diligence. As a lawyer, I was very familiar with due diligence, especially when we did real estate transactions or business transfers, business sales. We have to do an in-depth research about the business or the piece of real estate so that the buyer, who's spending sometimes many millions of dollars, really is in the know about the positives of the piece of property or the business and the negatives. Same is true when it comes to NFT. And frankly, I'm going to tell you even more so, even though many of your NFT transactions are not going to be millions of dollars, they're going to be hundreds of dollars, tens of dollars. Sometimes there's NFT. I bought an NFT for $20. So it's very common, so long as you can afford the gas fee, very common for there to be kind of small transaction sizes, but still, why go to the trouble of investing unless you understand it? So due diligence is some in-depth research about the NFT project. First step in due diligence is to do kind of a subjective/objective review. Do you like the NFT? Do you like this piece of music that you're investing in? Do you think that this 1-by-1 parcel in the sandbox is something you are going to use later on in time and it's close enough to attractions so that you're going to get some foot traffic there? Secondarily, do an objective analysis. Is this thing going to be cool? Look at this graphic. Look at this this CryptoPunk, this CryptoKitty, whatever it is, and say, are people really going to like this a year from now or maybe 5 years from now? So do kind of that initial analysis before you get involved in the project. Then the second thing to do is to do a website analysis. So most of these crypto projects, these NFT projects, have a website, and on the website is the white paper. And the white paper is usually it's a Word document or a Google document, which sets forth the plan for the NFT project. It goes into detail about who the founders are oftentimes, what the technology is that they use, their funding, how they're going to fund it, if there's going to be airdrops, those kinds of things. It's really important. I know it takes some time. It takes, sometimes you got to read 5 pages, 10 pages. But it's really important to understand the nature of the project and the commitments that the team is making to that project, which brings us to our third factor in the due diligence, and that is to do an in-depth analysis of the team. I would not recommend you ever invest in an NFT project where the founders aren't public. Their names aren't in the white paper, on the website, present on the Discord server. The reason for that is that you really want to be able to know who's doing this and what experience level they have with this project. Have they launched other NFT projects? Have they launched other coding projects? Have they launched video games? Those are kind of good experience for creating your new NFT project. Are they an influencer? We're going to talk about that as our third factor. But regardless, you've got to do some in-depth analysis on the team. So what do? You oftentimes will go to the LinkedIn page for the team members and try to find out what their previous jobs are and their companies are. You will visit their social media. How active are they on Twitter and Discord, which are the main venues for NFT discussions? Really get an in-depth analysis for the team members, because you're going to have to put your trust in these team members when you spend 2.5 Ethereum on a pass that allows you access into a restaurant like the one that Gary Vee minted yesterday, called, I think it's Fly Food or Fly Fish, something like that. So anyway, do an in-depth analysis in that team. And then the fourth factor of due diligence is to do an analysis of the blockchain performance and popularity. What I mean by that is go use rarity.tools online and look into where are the whales investing their money. Is the project that you're targeting, is it one where there's people that have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into various rare NFTs within the collection? If there's people who spent a lot of money on the rarer of the NFTs that you're considering investing, that is a signal that this project could be popular over time. It could last over time, because let's say someone spent $1 million on a sport punk. That's something that you're going to have to want to know. Now, if it's a project where it's mostly just people who are spending less than 1 Ethereum on all the NFTs, then okay, maybe it doesn't have the lasting power that I want for the buy and hold strategy. So those are the 4 components of our first factor as far as due diligence goes. Just want to say hi to some people today. We got Intense Reality. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining us so much. We got Miss Muggs here today. Greetings, beautiful people in the chat. Greetings, Miss Muggs. So glad you're here. We got Michael Bond here. Miss Muggs, I live in the Philippines, so they're going to have a little conversation on our chat. That's fine. And Michael Bond waves. That's awesome. All right, so now let's move on to our second factor for, let's put this on the screen, for doing your analysis about an NFT project and getting a 10x return. And that one is analyzing the community. When I first began this process back in March of 2020, I actually thought community was the most important. I would actually funnel my target NFT projects by the community. And what I would do is just say, if there's a really lively Discord channel on the Bored Ape Yacht Club, or maybe a lot of chatter, a lot of followers on Twitter for the club, then I would say that's a higher ranking project than, let's say, a project that's backed by some really, really luminaries in the field for NFTs. Now I've switched gears, and I think that due diligence, really doing an analysis of the team, is probably the most important. And the reason for that is, over time, since I've owned some NFTs, I realized that the Discord server for the NFT project, it starts out oftentimes like with really grassroots support, and a lot of people are there for the initial mint, so they can spend a little bit of money on the NFTs, and then they're there to make sure the NFTs gain in value. They're stoked about the features that come from owning that NFT. Sometimes there's an airdrop of a different project that people can take access or take value from. But over time, the price of the NFTs, I'm thinking about VFriends from Gary Vaynerchuk, it starts at 2 and it starts moving up to 6 as a floor price. And people become less active on the Discord server. And a lot of it's because they have more money, they have more projects, and they have less time to be active. So while I think that doing an analysis of the community for the target projects that you want to invest in is really important, and that is just simply going to Twitter, looking at how many followers they have, looking at those followers are bot followers or real followers, looking at the amount of tweets that are happening per second, per minute. And then, of course, going to their Discord server and joining in. Is the chat that's going on in the Discord server, is it about, man, I can't wait to mint this NFT and then I'm going to sell it for twice what I bought it? Or is the chat something like, I love this NFT, I believe in this project, how can I get involved? How can I volunteer time? I'm looking forward to this new feature that this project has. Those kind of discussions. If you see people with an exit strategy in Discord, that's something you should stay away from. So that is your analysis of the community. The one thing I was going to say also is, when you look at the community, when you look at the social media for the project, are the team members, are they involved? That's another way to kind of analyze the community. In other words, are the team members for the project talking in the Discord discussions? Are they adding value on Twitter? Are they active in the news? What are they doing to be able to really sponsor this project and create more benefits? That is kind of key to making sure that you're in the right NFT project. So those are the main things for the analysis. Now we'll move on to our third step in determining your 10x NFT investments, and that is use influencer power. One way to kind of cull through various NFT projects that you may be involved in is to figure out if there are influencers who are either minting the NFT, I mean, if they've created it, or let's say they've bought into the system. So I'm thinking about Snoop Dogg for the Sandbox. He created a whole world in the Sandbox where he has a concert stage and he has all this, carnival type atmosphere that's over there. He's made a substantial investment, and Sandbox made a substantial investment in him. And even though that's just one of the influencers that's involved in the Sandbox, it's a really good sign that the Sandbox is here to stay for at least the next 5 years. So influencer power is really important. Are the influencers active in the NFT community? That's another thing. Are they on Discord server? One example is Bored Ape Yacht Club. A lot of influencers are actually really into the Discord club. They're into the meetups and in-person events. So one way to kind of figure out if a project is going to be something that's going to return on the investment is if it's attached to an influencer. In other words, an influencer bought into the project or minted the project, him or herself. That's one of the main ways that I'm actually excited to go forward in 2022. I'm still excited about the VeeFriends NFT project by Gary Vaynerchuk. That's my number one project that I'm following right now. I'd love to get one of his VeeFriends. They're very expensive now. I think the lowest you can get something in US dollars is $27,000. So it's a little bit expensive, but he's going to be issuing new NFTs. And I'm excited because there's a whole team network, a whole company that's really supports the NFTs. And so I'm excited about that. Another example of influencer power I was thinking about is autograph.io, which was a company started by Tom Brady, the famous NFL quarterback. Not only has he made money creating this autograph.io with all the most famous athletes that are showing up and putting up their own collectible NFTs and making lots of money through it, but he's also making money through his selling out his own NFTs. So if you can jump into a project that is really backed by money and maybe influencer power, that is oftentimes a key that your NFT that you bought or minted is going to have value later on in time. All right, let me just say hi to a couple people here. Crazy Tech is here. Hi, Ian. It's 20 degrees here in Detroit. I am so sorry about that. I'm in Ventura now, and it's like in the 50s. It's actually a beautiful day. That's one of the reasons I love being on the West Coast. So bundle up, Crazy Tech. Queen Helen says, me, myself, I don't have a real job. So the NFT crypto don't apply to me. I'm only speaking for myself. Well, I appreciate that. I know you're not speaking for other people. And I always, joke with you, Queen. Obviously, whenever you get involved in metaverse, Web3, crypto, these type of concepts, always go in there with a pinch of salt and realize that most NFT projects fail. Most cryptos fail. This is very speculative. I'm not a financial advisor. I never want to put you in that position. I'm just showing you how I buy NFTs, how I buy into the metaverse, and maybe you can use my analysis for your own purchases, maybe not. And maybe you don't even want to do it. I totally get it. A lot of these NFTs we talk about are things that will happen without us even knowing it. Like a good example would be buying tickets. I think the future, especially in 2022, is that pretty much all big venue tickets are going to come with NFTs or use the NFT platform or use blockchain to support them, just so that you can verify the ownership of tickets. One of the things that's coming out now is, there's a lot of problems with scalpers with, tickets. They're buying them up and then charging a premium for other people. So you can't go to a concert for less than $300. With these NFTs, they can be assigned specifically to you. And that really will combat a lot of scalpers trying to, really jack up the price of tickets. So there's a lot of NFT concepts that will not be labeled an NFT. You're just going to have a token ticket to, the Lady Gaga or a Billie Eilish concert. You won't even think about, oh, it's an NFT. You'll just know that it's on your phone, and that's the thing that's going to get you into the venue. So no worries. We got Stacy Weaver. How are you, Stacy? Yes to community and analyzing. Yes, Stacy is probably also involved in the NFT trade. And yeah, the first two are due diligence and then community analyzing. And frankly, these are kind of techniques you can use with any investment in the metaverse. I really think that community is the number one unique aspect of the metaverse and Web3. And that's why I'm putting everything into it, my time, energy, and money. But I agree with that too. Okay. We got the Psycho Ducky. My Tookus is broke. Must start designing NFTs. Yeah, listen, if you're just sitting at home, why not do some digital art? Why not take your music and then convert that into NFTs, sell the stems, sell artwork with the NFT, talk to someone on Fiverr or Upwork to commission some artwork. I mean, there's no end to it, and you can make some serious money. We got Neutralize. I want to hear your thoughts if you came across the first VR AR NFT called Fiox Lux. The art blew my mind. Neutralize. I have not, but I'm going to do right after this broadcast. I'm going to check it out. That's awesome. Yeah, because I'm really excited about that too. I am a big Sandbox fan, and I'm going to be. There's a land sale that's going on next week that I'm really excited for. I'll give you the details in an email to all of you that are signed up on my email list, which is there's a link in the description below. If you want more about metaverse deals, opportunities, I'm going to send you an email, and just join the email list and you'll get that. But the Sandbox is not set up, at least right now, for VR, certainly not AR. And I'm really excited about projects that are like Super World and then also Decentraland, the original virtual land platform. And while people say, it's kind of clunky, if you go on the website and you walk around, it looks kind of old school. Yeah, but it's going to be set up for VR. So any NFTs or virtual land that has a VR component, I am supportive of. And I say VR, also AR component, I'm really supportive of. I'm excited. I'm going to see that. We got Kim Leeming here. Happy New Year. Love to hear you talk about this stuff. The whole NFT world is still like listening to another language. I know. I get it. And I don't want to overwhelm you with the language. I just want to familiarize you with the language, because the sooner you are familiar with crypto wallets and MetaMask and various, Solana, various cryptos, the better you will do in your business. Because again, what we're talking about is not just you all of a sudden quitting your job and investing in NFTs. No, it is selectively doing something that's a hobby, maybe investment for you, and then also being able to accept crypto and maybe NFTs in the future for your business. I'm trying to lead you through this path so that you get familiar with this lingo, and then at some point in time, you make the decision. You have an online course. You're only going to accept crypto, maybe, or you're only going to allow people to access that online course by buying an NFT. I'm going to participate in an online course by the godmother of the metaverse in February. And how it works is you actually use USD or any fiat currency to get in, but you have to buy the NFT to have the access to the online course. So that's the first one I've heard that's doing that. If you guys have more that are already converting their online course into utility tokens, let me know. But I'm doing the same thing. I'm coming up with courses on virtual land coming up, and you're going to have to buy an NFT to join Ian Corzine and my analysis of virtual land, which I'm excited about. All right, so let's get back to Shift 5. To our discussion of the 5 steps to 10x NFT investing. The next one is to trend surf. And this may be the most powerful of the strategies to make some money with the NFTs. That is, let everyone else jump in right at the beginning. Let everyone else fail potentially. And you just sit back and monitor projects. So maybe what you do is you have 5 or 10 projects that you're monitoring. You've looked at the team members. You've done your due diligence. You've looked at the white paper. You've analyzed the community, and it looks pretty good. They got, 5,000, 10,000 Twitter followers, a lot of tweets going back and forth. Their Discord servers, 25,000, members, and it's looking pretty good. And then you hear about maybe the mint date is January 25th. And so you let everybody who wants that NFT sit on that mint date and pay less money for the NFT. You let them do that. And then you just put on your calendar to check back week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And then eventually you start to see, wait, are there lots of sales of these NFTs going on? Are there lots of sales that have a price that keeps on going up? So the initial mint was 0.5 Ethereum. And then you see that, a week and a half later, that same NFT sold for 1 Ethereum. So you're looking at a 2,000, depending on the value of Ethereum at this point, dollar increase over a week and a half. Okay, that's a good sign. And then you monitor it the next week. Oh my gosh, it sold for 1.5. Wow, it's really seeming to go up. So you get in at 1.5 or 1.8 or whatever. And though you did pay more money for that NFT, you can see a steady trend building up over time. It's like waiting for that wave. And there's the initial people that are on that wave. And then there's those people that are really smart who are surfers. And they go, okay, I'm going to wait till this thing was going to push my board down. Okay, now I'm ready to join in. So trend surfing is probably one of the most successful ways to use, to analyze NFTs and to buy NFTs. Don't get in right away, but get in later on in time and wait for that momentum to occur. Still do your analysis. Still see, is there an influencer involved? Still see if there's very experienced team members that are supporting the project, but just don't get in early. That's one way to be able to really make successful NFT trades. And then let's move on to my final factor for successful NFT investing, and that is, can we see it here? Yeah. That is cold storage. And I'm a big supporter of fighting against NFT theft. I just recently came out with a video this week about NFT theft. If you'd like to watch that video, I'm going to leave a link right up there. Is it right up there? Yeah, right up there. So you can check it out. There are a couple ways you can fight NFT theft and protect yourself as both a creator and a collector from getting your stuff stolen. I tell you, it's just rampant out there. So be careful. But one of the ways, I'm going to say almost foolproof ways of protecting your NFTs is to use cold storage. That is a little device. I use Ledger Nano X. There's Trezor. There's a whole bunch of different devices out there that will store your NFTs, the coding for your NFTs on them. Obviously, your NFTs proof of ownership is on the blockchain, but this allows you to be able to have the component of ownership on the actual device. And so the only time that your NFTs are potentially vulnerable is when you connect them to your computer, do your transaction, and then you disconnect them. The reason why they're so successful in preventing NFT theft is that they're sitting in a drawer somewhere or in a safe in your house. And if that's the case, then they're not hooked up to the internet and they can't be messed with. So really advise that once you kind of go through these factors, you've done your due diligence, you've done your analysis of influencer power, maybe you're trend surfing and you're going to get in a little bit after the initial mint, make sure that these are transferred to cold storage. How do you get cold storage? Very easy. Like I said, Ledger or Trezor, I can put links in the description on those. But you order those directly from the company. You never want to get it on Amazon because you never know if someone broke into the device when it was at Amazon. You never know what's going on with Amazon. But get it directly from the factory, and then you start your collection. These devices can last a long time, and they can hold a lot in the name of crypto and NFTs. So highly recommend those for your NFT storage. We got Chad Boston. Thank you so much for the super chat. I want to talk about this. Is there a step-by-step video easy for a 53-year-old, as my kids call a boomer? You're not a boomer, just so you know. I'm not 53 yet, but we're close in generation, and you are not a boomer. Even though I'm Gen X, yes, I'm Gen X too, on making profit and profiting from NFT. Yes, there are. There's just a ton of them. I wanted to say one of them that, and I don't mean to be biased here, that really takes you pretty step-by-step through the process is a video I made. I'll leave a link in the description, and I'll also put it up here so you can click on it on the replay. But I take you from, you have some money. Let's say you have $2,000 that you want to get involved in crypto or NFTs. Go put that money into a gateway, convert that money into crypto, store that money in a wallet, buy an NFT, and store that NFT in cold storage. I did a 21-minute video. I tried to make it as short as possible, but it ended up being longer than I wanted, which takes you from soup to nuts. So watch that video. That's a great primer for starting to own crypto, starting to own NFTs. But otherwise, I'm trying to think, my favorite YouTubers now that talk about Web3 are Bitcoin Express. My favorite is actually Giancarlo Buys Coins. That's number one. He does a lot of, it's a little bit meta and it's super, he's super intelligent. But Giancarlo Buys Coins is a great channel. I can put a link in the description on that. And then I like NFT Verse, very good. I believe his name is Angel. He's a very cool guy, knows so much about it. Those are the three channels I focus on besides myself. But those all have introductory videos in them. They have investing strategy videos in them, tons and tons of great information. So Chad, thank you so much for the super chat. It means a lot that you would actually not only be here, but also contribute that amount of money to the channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see. Let's see if we got Yugi 5DGX. It rolls off the tongue. I might invest someday, but not when it's in my games. Wait, not when it's in my games. Okay, I don't know what that means, but I will tell you this. One thing that I haven't talked about yet, and I probably should have, is the fact that there's so many play to earn games out there. If you are at all interested in video games and having a hobby in video games, NFTs are everywhere. Why? Because you can own in-game items and trade those in-game items and profit from them, not only in the game, but also on outside markets like OpenSea or Rarible, a whole bunch of other markets. So they're items you can use in the game. Let's say you have a Warhammer that you really want to use in the game. You can use in the game, but you can also put it on OpenSea and sell it later on in time for a premium. The other part that's really getting exciting about games is interoperability. That means that, I don't know why I keep using this Warhammer example, but you have this hammer in one video game and then you want to take it to another, and you can. That's the goal for Web3 video games going forward, is to be able to have interoperability of in-game items. You have a certain skin. It is your skin. You designed it or you bought it and it's fancy. Maybe it's a Gucci skin. You want to be able to use it when you go through Decentraland and walk the streets. And you also want to be able to use that same skin so people know you when you walk through the sandbox streets. Or you want to use it in video games, Fortnite or Axie Infinity. We're going to have that as future. So that's why a lot of people who are buying into this Adidas NFT that just came out with the shoes, and other, I think Yves Saint Laurent did a NFT. They're buying these things because they want to use them later on in time. And now they're kind of cheap. Later on in time, people may pay a premium if they have a Rolex watch in the metaverse that they get to walk around with. So the same reason you buy fancy stuff in the real world, you'll buy the same stuff when it comes to the metaverse. Psycho Ducky just signed up for the email list. Thank you so much. Yeah, what I do is I do a weekly email where I just give you what you need to know. I get these newsletters every day, or email list letters, where they have all this information, and I'm thankful for it, but at the same time, it's too much. I just want to give you a weekly email which runs down, 6 things that you should know about the next week. Maybe there's a land sale going on in the sandbox. Maybe there's a new NFT drop. Maybe for people who hold existing NFTs, there's an airdrop of a new NFT that comes with the NFT you own. Just those things. Glance at it, delete it, move on. I'm not here to waste any of your time. What I want you to do is benefit like I have. I mean, I started the broadcast talking about the fact that, again, I was a newbie. March 2020, I decided, it looks like the crypto prices are substantially down, and it looks like also the NFTs are going for peanuts. What if I just put in a small amount of money and make some investments and watch a lot of videos and do a lot of research? And I was able to turn $18,000 into several $100,000 by last year. So it can happen. And it is, I won't say it's easy to happen, but if you take those steps, which we discussed and we're going to review, I think you can make it happen. So, let's see. Oh, thanks so much. And Psycho Ducky also says, don't forget that the faceplant to faceplant the like button for an awesome host. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Psycho Ducky. Yeah, if you guys are liking the video, you like the steps that I've already described, and also the projects that I'm looking at, please give me a like. That's going to help me move through the YouTube algorithm and hopefully get some other people some information about how to successfully invest in NFTs. I am not here to waste your time. I want to give you just the basics, and then we move on. Crazy Tech. I didn't know you're 73. Wow. At 73, won't be investing, but I'll write about it. Well, Crazy Tech, just keep your mind open. This NFT craze, when we say NFTs, we kind of think of digital art and people and these things, but NFTs aren't all that. You actually may be surreptitiously investing in NFTs, without you knowing it, as we go on. And also think about maybe just keeping open to the concept, whether it be a new altcoin that has a lot of potential, whether it be something that you believe in. Maybe you have a friend who's an artist. Like I have friends, I belong to the NFT community Discord server, and I have lots of artist friends that I want to patronize, patronize. I want to buy their art and support them. So, you may want to do it. So it can't hurt to start a Coinbase account, to use a Coinbase wallet or a MetaMask wallet. Just get that set up. If you want to contribute $500 or something to the account and convert that into Bitcoin or Ethereum or some other token, and just have it ready for yourself. Okay, maybe you can do it. And then Crazy Tech also talks about buying an Oculus headset, but no response from Meta yet. That's interesting. Yeah, I got my own headset just recently. I'll show it to you right here. And I got to tell you, really great headset. I was a little bit trepidatious, especially last year, about VR because I'd used VR goggles before and they were kind of clunky. And this is still clunky. It's super heavy, it really is. But I will say this, that using VR chat, going to the Meta Horizon worlds, I was quite surprised. It is, once they get the thing a little bit lighter, which will happen within the next year or two, we're going to be using this a lot. And Apple announced, looking like in June of this year, their VR AR hybrid type goggles that are coming out. So you'll be able to see through these goggles and at the same time be able to experience virtual reality too. It's coming out. It's maybe a little expensive, but generally when Apple does something, they do it right. So it's right around the corner, this VR AR stuff. And I'm digging it. I'm loving it. And I can't wait. I'm saving up to buy land in the Sandbox now. And I can't wait until there's a way maybe in the future for me to visit my land virtually, walk on the grass or walk in the house, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's good. Says here, wouldn't it be more secure to make my own hardware wallet? Well, I don't know about making your own hardware wallet. That certainly hardware wallets, cold storage is the best way to store your NFTs and your crypto. But I don't know if you can make it. That's great if you can make it. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up here. Yeah, definitely. I would recommend, of the headsets, the Quest 2 is definitely the best for sure. So what I want to do for some people who arrived maybe a little bit later today, let's just do a roundabout here. I want to kind of go through some of the main steps, my 5 steps to 10x NFT investing. First one is due diligence. You gotta like the art. You gotta think that the art, whatever it's music or if it's digital art or if it's land, whatever it is, you gotta like that NFT, and you gotta predict that in the future someone else will like it too. You got to do an analysis of the website. You got to go to the website for the NFT, the project you're targeting, and you got to look at the white paper, review it. You got to do an analysis of the team and see, listen, are these guys, have experience? Do they have a track record for following with their promises? Do some analysis of whether or not there's some big time investors in the project. If there are big time investors, the project is likely to succeed and last for a period of time. The second step in this successful NFT investing is to analyze the community. Go to the Twitter, see, is it active? How many Twitter followers do they have? Go to Discord, is it active? Are the discussions about the future of the community and not about exit strategy or pump and dump? Use influencer power. When a big famous person comes out with an NFT, I don't care if you like Kim Kardashian or not, you know that it's probably going to be successful, or at the very least, in the next year or so, prices are going to go up for that NFT. So be aware of that. And then finally, actually, this is the fourth step, trend surf. A lot of people just monitor NFT projects and see if there's rapid resale and if there's increase in prices on the resale. That's a great way to wait for that perfect wave and then jump on just at the right time to make a quality purchase of your NFT. And then finally, I always recommend that when you do all this due diligence and you buy the NFT that you want, that you keep it in cold storage using either Ledger Nano X or maybe one of the Trezor products, which you can buy online. So those are the steps, guys, to getting your NFT investments solid. I just want to make sure that okay, here we go. Bashi's here, just getting in to say you have a great channel. Keep up the outstanding work. Bashi, thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it very much. So after doing this analysis for your, as we've discussed today, you should be in a great position to be able to buy NFTs and to 10x your investments over time. I think the important points to bring up is that, like we talked about multiple times today, most NFT projects will not increase in value. Well, a lot of them will not even succeed. So you have to go into your investments with that understanding. The best thing you can do at the end of your 5-step analysis, your due diligence and all the different factors, is for you to be able to summarize in one sentence why investing in this crypto project, this NFT project, is valuable, is going to be something for the long haul. If you can just nail it down, in other words, the president of the DAO or the company that's issuing the NFT has done 3 other successful launches. This project is derivative of CryptoPunks, and CryptoPunks was outstandingly successful. Kim Kardashian issued these fashion NFTs that can be used in the metaverse. I think that's going to be successful when she does that. I say when, because it's probably going to happen soon. So if you can articulate in that sentence or in one sentence why a particular crypto project is going to be successful in the future, then you know that that's a target project and that's something that you want to monitor in the future. So I want to give you some more resources going forward for your NFT involvement in metaverse. I made a couple of videos. On the next screen you're going to see, there's going to be a video about taking US dollars or fiat currency and getting it all the way to cold storage of your NFTs. Also include another video which is going to go through some of the legal rules that are applicable to NFTs. Some of my upcoming content is going to be on taxes. I'm going to be issuing some videos about how you pay taxes on crypto, NFTs, virtual land. I think it's going to be really important for some people who are making some good money and getting some good returns. And they're like, oh, shoot, I got to pay 20% on this. So we're going to give some videos like that. I want to remind you about my email list. Please go into the description of this video, click on that, join my email list. That's going to give you a weekly email that's just going to give you a basic breakdown of the most important things you need to know for the next week in the metaverse, as far as metaverse opportunities go too. And make sure you join us every week, every Saturday at 8 a.m. I'm doing a live stream on some metaverse topic, trying to help you succeed in the metaverse. Also, be on the lookout for upcoming videos. I'm on a good publishing schedule right now, so we're looking at Tuesdays and Thursdays for upcoming videos on the metaverse. And otherwise, thank you for getting up so early to join us on a Saturday to talk about 10xing your NFT investment.